I mean, nowadays it's almost ridiculous. When you look like this, girls will be attracted to you, even if your face is not that attractive. You will be more of a man. You will think more like a man because of the increase in testosterone. This video is for guys that really want to increase how masculine they look. They want to get a masculine body. And I'm going to talk about the importance of building a masculine body. I'm also going to share my own journey, my own experience. I'm going to talk about the exact workout plan you should follow. And trust me, I did extensive research on the best workout split. Also what diet plan. And finally, how to increase your testosterone and androgen sensitivity. If you don't know what that is, I'm going to explain it later down in the video. But I believe these are the two most important things when trying to building a masculine body. Alright, let's begin with the importance of a masculine body. Well, I believe a great aesthetic masculine body is heavily underrated nowadays. I'm going to talk about the benefits I personally experience and also how building such a physique will set you apart from the masses. Now, first let's talk about my own experience. I started over here at 15, 16, and this is me at 18. So in 2 years, I basically gained 50 pounds. And now, not only do I look much more masculine, I also look much more aesthetic, right? Now, what did this do to my life, right? What did it change? Well, first is female attraction, increase SMV, sexual market value. That's the first thing you're gonna notice basically. Girls actually started complimenting me with my physique. I was at a volleyball tournament and girls started calling me big arms guy, you know? And this, I mean, it completely motivated me to keep on going with my gym journey. That was only 8 months in my gym journey. So I knew I could get even more female attraction, right? And I mean, nowadays it's almost ridiculous. When you look like this, girls will be attracted to you, even if your face is not that attractive. Now, the second thing is respect. Now, this is respect from guys, from my male friends. Some of them even started calling me Mr. Muscle and Giga Chad. Then girls respect you more, and family member. And I've got a fun story. My dad actually started respecting me much more when I actually built a stronger physique than him. So what does that do? It increases your social status, which I believe we all are striving for. We all are striving to become more valuable and increase our social status. And if you're not doing that, you're either coping or you're just lying to yourself. And the last one is increased popularity. So basically you've got this halo effect. When you increase a certain part of your life, such as your fitness and the way you look, people actually start treating you better simply because of the way you look. Because you look much more masculine, hotter, and also more aesthetic. Now, as I already talked about, it basically will set you apart. And you'll be aesthetic, you'll be masculine looking, and you'll be in a world of feminine bodies. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm talking about guys with gyno. You know them, you may be one of them, and this guide will destroy your gyno. So, guys with gyno and a feminine mind. I mean, this guide is not only to build a masculine body, will also be increasing your testosterone and androgen sensitivity. So you will be more of a man. You will think more like a man because of the increase in testosterone. And what's nice about this is that this goal of building a masculine body is like a goal that's unshakable. You'll always be able to strive for your fitness, and I believe every man should have a fitness goal. And you'll always be able to work on this goal whatever happens to you. It's like your masculine beacon. Let's get on with the video and talk about what you should actually be doing to build a masculine body. Well, first, let's talk about the workout plan. And trust me, I've been working on building this workout plan for more than 2 years now. And I believe I came with a very efficient workout plan at building a aesthetic masculine body. What are the things you should focus on to build a masculine body? Well, it will be your shoulders, your V taper. So basically kind of your shoulders to waist ratio kind of does a V taper. Your neck muscles, your upper chest, your traps, and your arms. It's basically all the muscles that make you look masculine. And I made a split for that, and I'm gonna share with you. Let's start with day one. Shoulders, traps, and neck. Now, shoulders, masculine muscle group, traps, same thing, neck. If I was to get my neck 1 inch thicker, you would instantly notice it and respect me more. So, of course, we're gonna be training neck. What are we doing? 9 sets of shoulders, 3 sets per delt, 6 sets of traps, 6 sets of neck. Now, how I divide it is I do 3 sets of neck curls, 3 sets of neck extension. Day 2, back and biceps, 9 sets of back, 9 sets of biceps. Day 3, chest and triceps, 9 sets of chest, 9 sets of triceps. Pretty simple. Day 4, we got 1 rest day, and we'll have 1 more on day 7. Day 5 is arm day, so side delts, biceps, triceps, 6 sets of each, and day 6 is going to be a leg day. Now, legs is kind of the least important muscle group when really trying to look more masculine, since you can kind of hide your legs with your pants, but big, thick legs look so good on a guy. And pause, I'm not saying anything gay right now, but like, actually, when you have thicker legs, you look more masculine, but you can kind of hide them. So that's why I only train legs once a week. 8 sets of quads, 8 sets of hamstrings. Oh, I kind of spelled that wrong, but 4 sets of calves. If you want to do more because you've got small calves, go ahead. Day 7, like I said, is a rest day. Now, if you want the split, I'm going to list it in the description. I think it's going to be the 3rd link in the description. I've got this whole plan written down on a Notion page. Now, let's talk about the diet plan. I'm going to go over if you should bulk or cut, what foods you should prioritize, which foods you should avoid, and also a rule I have for macronutrients that's gonna help you increase your testosterone. So, should you bulk or cut? Now, very simple. If you are just starting, so let's say you've only been going to the gym for 1 year or less, you have no muscle mass basically. If you are over 20% body fat, and I've got the body fats percentage over here, so if you're fatter than this over here, you should absolutely cut, since it will increase your testosterone and you won't be bulking and looking like this guy. If you really don't want to cut, you could also just main gain, but I believe that's slower than cutting and bulking. If you're under 20% body fat, bulk. After a few years, so you have decent muscle mass, kind of like me, what I like doing is staying anywhere between 10 and 15% body fat. So I cut to 10% body fat, I bulk to 15, cut to 10, bulk to 15. And basically what that does is that between 10 and 15% body fat, that's where you're the most anabolic. You don't have that much adipose tissues. I don't want to make this too much complicated, but you have less aromatase, so you're going to be making less estrogen with your testosterone. And also between 10 and 50% body fat, that's where you put on as much muscle mass with the least amount of fat. So you kind of get why I say it's the most anabolic body fat percentage. Now, let's speed run through this. What foods should you prioritize? Now, this is actually very simple, and there's a strong logic and also science behind why this diet is the best one. Meat. We've been eating meat as a species forever, basically. You want to eat as much meat as you can. Now, I'm not going to go too much in detail on cholesterol converting to testosterone, but in meat, you have all the things you need to make testosterone. In eggs, you have a lot of cholesterol, and it's not a bad thing. If you want to know why it's not a bad thing, I made plenty of videos on that, but you have a lot of cholesterol that's going to convert to a lot of testosterone. So meat, a lot of it. Eggs, honestly, I think you can go up to 10 eggs a day if you're a big man, but if you're smaller, you have a lower calorie intake, 4, 6, 8 eggs a day, perfectly fine. Salmon, any types of fish basically, great omega-3s, fatty meat, it's going to be increasing your testosterone. And also, you have a lot of protein over here, helping you build muscle, and a lot of fat, helping you make testosterone. Now, fruits, a little bit of vegetables, that's going to help you for your energy. So when you're going to be going to the gym, you can increase the amount of fruit you're eating right before the gym. And also, I didn't put it over here, but honey before going to the gym is extremely good for you. It's going to upgrade your luteinizing hormones, LH, therefore increasing your testosterone, what we're looking for basically. And 1 fruit or more per meal is what I always do. Now, what foods should you avoid? Very simple. Alcohol. You all know why. It's not simply because it's gonna absolutely tank your testosterone levels. It's also filled with estrogens, and all the sugar in your beer is all going to your adipose tissue, making you look fatter. It's also aiming for your belly fat. So you really want to avoid alcohol. Now, junk food, you already know why. Processed food, avoid this bullshit. It's not even real food. I've put seed oils over here. Seed oils are very inflammatory, and they're basically gonna fuck your body up. They're gonna increase your estrogen and decrease your testosterone and put your body in a stress mode, basically. So I avoid seed oils. Instead, use olive oil, avocado oil, butter, or some animal fat, basically. And the last one over here is soy. Now, soy is not only in soy milk, it's also in a bunch of different things. Now, you've got soy milk, but in soy protein isolate, a lot of the vegan proteins, there's some soy proteins, and also in your protein bars, sometimes they put soy protein isolate. And basically, first, it's extremely phytoestrogenic, so it's gonna increase your estrogens, tank your testosterone, and also lower androgen sensitivity, basically making you a female. You want to avoid that, but it's almost everywhere. So check the labels when you're eating something and try to have as least ingredient as possible. We're really trying to stick with those 4 things. So that's it for the foods. Now, what about the macronutrient rule? What you want to aim for is high fat. Why? Well, high fat diets correspond with high testosterone, and medium proteins, so basically the sufficient amount of protein you need to maximize muscle growth, is what you want to be aiming for. 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight is a great way to start. And if you go too much protein, not enough fat, you're going to be tanking your testosterone levels. If you're eating 300 and upwards of grams of protein per day, you're absolutely ruining your body. Instead, transfer that protein to fat. That's much more important. And the rest is carbs. You can go on a low carb diet if you want. Simply increase your fat intake and lower your carb intake. But you can also have somewhat of a high fat diet and a medium carb diet if you want. I really enjoy low carbs diet since you become very sensitive to insulin, and therefore you can eat fruits and honey before your workouts and kind of prime your body for the workout. And now the most important part about this whole video is how to increase your testosterone and your androgen sensitivity. Now, I talk a lot about this on this channel, so I'm gonna go over it quite quickly. First, diet. We already checked that one off. We already covered it. Second, lifestyle factors. There's a few things you will need to do to optimize your testosterone, and I'm gonna explain exactly what those are. Now, third one, avoid estrogenics. If you don't know, I talk a little bit about estrogenics already in this video, but it's artificial estrogens, and those are gonna be ruining your testosterone. And last one is SR, semen retention. I'm gonna talk more about it later in the video. So let's start with the lifestyle factors. The goal is kind of to get out of a stress mode, of a survival perspective, because think about it, when your body is in survival, its own survival, it will kind of stop producing testosterone. It will stop worrying about sex, and it will simply focus on staying alive. And when you're not sleeping enough, when you have basically no sun exposure or sunlight viewing, your body's thinking it's dying basically, and that it needs to survive. Same thing if you're always sitting down. Like right now, I'm sitting down. Today, I went to school, I had to sit down. Well, I make sure I'm walking in between those times. And try to walk a lot during the day. The more you walk, the better, basically. Long, deep sleep, you already know it. Sleep for as long as you can, and try to make it deep, stay in the dark, have a cool room, all these great things. Sun exposure. Is it sunny outside right now? Is it peak hours between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.? Go outside, get your vitamin D. This will absolutely increase your testosterone. Sunlight viewing. Every morning when I wake up, in the first 30 minutes of my day, I go outside, I just stand outside, look at the clouds, the sun, the sky, and it kind of sets your circadian rhythm, which is gonna give you longer, deeper sleep, and it wakes up your body. It's kind of sets your body such a strong routine, and it's gonna help you increase your testosterone. Also, if you want to be viewing sunlight before going to bed, as the sun sets, it's also going to help you sleep. And walking, I already mentioned it. Now let's talk about avoiding estrogenics, because if you're doing all the lifestyle factors, diet, it's going to be great. You're going to be increasing your testosterone a whole bunch. But if you don't avoid estrogenics, you might still look like a girl. You might still have poor testosterone and very high estrogen. How do you avoid estrogenics? I made a full detailed guide on this, but I'm gonna quickly go over this. You don't ingest plastic, water bottle, glass food containers. You limit your contact with plastic, cotton shirt, cotton underwear, cotton bed sheet, and you avoid unknown chemicals. Stay away from anything that's not natural, basically. Be careful of your skincare, grooming products, soaps, and the food you eat, but we already talked about this. And lastly, SR, and I know some of you guys might truly not believe it, and I made a video on all the benefits of SR and the science data covering SR, but semen retention, not fapping, no fap. There's good reasons to believe it works, and I think you should simply try it. If you don't believe me, try to not fap for a week. And I know you're gonna be coping and you're gonna say, oh, it's completely useless, but you're simply addicted to fapping, to fucking your fist. Try to go without it for a week. And if you're in a relationship, try to fuck without busting a nut. And I swear that absolutely increases your testosterone. You will feel it instantly. You will have much more energy. When you fap, when you ejaculate, I mean, once every 2-3 weeks, it feels great, right? It might help you, but if you do it every single day, you're basically wasting your energy. You can kind of see it that way. So that's how I went about building a masculine body, and did it work? I mean, let me know. Testosterone definitely shoot up through the roof. Muscle growth, 50 pounds in 2 years. Of course it works. If you want to get these benefits, follow the tips I mentioned. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.